baby, looky here. We at the hood in Big Sweet, don't think it ain't on me. My life got these head tryna run train on me, cause it ain't about nothing.
We can't just talk about battle rap,
I keep
man.
messing with him. I keep messing
Yeah,
with
you
him.
about there. Luke Castro is definitely the best. It's not close.
Every time, man.
I think you can say that, bro.
It's not close.
All right.
It's not close.
Who has some of the most standout performance bars, though? Tell me what you want. Millie Rock, all that shit. Who has the most?
That don't make you a performer. Just because you have.
How does it not make me a performer? I say if that's a consistent thing for me. I give you saying that's a one time.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's a consistent thing for me though. You always get a great performance bar for me every battle.
Just one performance bar doesn't classify.
And I'm saying the entire battle. What I'm saying is you get one of those moments, but the entire battle I'm performing.
That's what I'm saying.
Who used that area more than me that entire super fight? What I'm saying is like I was the best performer on that card.
What you mean use the what?
Best performer in the super fight card. Nobody in super fight performed the way I did. On that time. I'm just If there was somebody, check me if I'm wrong. Who performed it all like me? I said perform, period. Like, you know what I mean? You don't try to play semantics. Like,
I'm not. I don't know what you mean by performance.
What is performance to you? What performances to you then? Because that's subjective.
Because it is. Because performance.
That's what I'm saying. Whatever it is to you.
Performance ain't just. It's and the first other thing is that.
performance in battle rap is though.
We know, but Ace like to do this when he make his points.
No, I'm not making a point. I'm just. You're asking a question.
So you're not trying to make a point about Luke Castro, that's what I'm saying, like, and me not being the best performer. I said that's the point you're trying to make, right?
It's not even
that's what I'm saying. That's the point you're trying to make. That's what I'm saying. You are trying to make.
You don't rely on it first and foremost. That's why you're not. That's why you're not a performer.
But that's part of what that's literally an essential part of what I do.
It's not.
If you don't see it, that's the narrative. That's the narrative.
No,
you don't see it.
I do, but what I'm telling you is because as a
every battle I perform.
You can't. Listen, you can't speak for me.
Y'all gonna have a great battle.
You can't speak.
No,
for me.
I'm not speaking for you. What I'm saying is I do. I'm telling you what I do.
You said I don't see
it.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you that you can't tell me I don't see it.
Well, what I'm saying is you say I don't perform, or is that?
I say you don't rely on it.
I don't rely on it. Okay, word.
You can't be.
You
can't be. You just because you incorporate it into your.
So what do you say? I'm only a writer because that's what I rely on. That's what I'm saying. So what am I then?
I'm saying that you're not predominantly.
Then what would you categorize me then?
Can I talk? God damn!
What would you
Every time I talk, you cut me off.
All right, go ahead.
Shit!
Go ahead.
Fuck!
You got it.
Can I talk?
Go. My bad. You got it. Talk.
Luke Castro is predominantly a performer because he relies more heavily on it. His bars are set up and accentuated by his performance to them. A lot of the things he says would not have the impact behind them if he didn't perform them in the fashion that he did. You have some bars that are highlighted by your performance that even if you didn't perform them, they would still be fired. But there are bars that you have that do have the component of performance to it. It does not make you predominantly classified as one because you don't rely on it. You think you are, the masses, you think you are. That's fine. You have that right to perceive you as that. I perceive me as a good rapper. Niggas say I'm just a blogger. I'm just an analyst. It doesn't matter what I think I am.
It does.
No, what I'm saying in terms of when I'm viewing it perception-wise, you're saying that you're one of the best performers. No one else is gonna concur that. No one else is gonna say I have Chaos as one of the best, not the one of the best, because you are one of the best, as having you as the best performer in our class. You're not a better performer than Luke Castro.
I know numerous people who will say that for one.
I don't, but I don't I have never read a comment section. I have never read a comment section that said where the first thing that I saw was them saying, you want the comment section to do what to you?
To jump in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on over there behind the camera, but in front of the camera, we're not pro jumping in. We're not with that. We're not with that. We're not with that. We do not co-sign that on the whatever the name of the podcast is. We don't co-sign that. We don't co-sign that. Yeah, you're right. But just for the members of the podcast, we don't co-sign. I speak on behalf. I think I speak on behalf of both of us when I say that we don't have niggas jumping in nothing. We don't have them doing that.
we don't have those.
We don't want niggas. We don't ask niggas. Yo, jump in.
No, I feel you.
But so I'm saying,
what you say, Fish. What you saying?
So I'm saying that. You looking at, I could look at you and say, yes, you do move around the stage. You do. I know how to. What I learned was that I learned how to command the stage for me. What works for me, I can command the stage minus a lot of the interpolation of my actual bars. Mm-hmm. I use it when and what I found is that because I perform, there's been times where I've relied heavily on moving on the stage and how I perform these bars. And what I found was that. When I needed the performance for particular bars, it took away from it. So I said, all right, you know what? I'm only gonna use it when I absolutely have to sell a bar so that it can get it over. Mm-hmm. But predominantly because I know my projection, I know how I know that it's a way that I can sell a bar without using it. I don't use it, so that works for me. So I don't move around as much. Yeah. A nigga like Luke Castro, and even Jada Nightwing, a nigga like Luke Castro literally relies on his physical presence in the battle and what he does with his countenance during the battle in order to sell bars. You don't do that.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I disagree, and this is why I disagree. And listen, like, I understand what he's saying because it's not what he's saying didn't make sense. But I'm saying from my perception of how I describe what a battler's attributes are, that's not how I make the attributes. Is what you rely on is what makes your attribute. It's what you do. Just simply what you do, not whether it's what you rely on.
So that's the question.
Hold on. Let me talk.
Let me talk. I can't talk. It's a question.
I can't talk. I'm just saying. Let me flesh out the point, and then we'll get to that.
We're not gonna get to the question. We're not gonna get to the question.
Remember your question, that's all.
It's just a question. I'm not gonna remember it. But go ahead though.
I'm not
gonna remember.
Go ahead.
Even if you do everything, when they list attributes, they list 4. If they list your 4, what order are they gonna come in? That tells you what you want.
I know.
So if you got 8 attributes, if you got a nigga that got 8 things that you do on the stage, a nigga like Twerk, a nigga that literally does everything,
Besides maybe
what
like
4 are gonna be the ones that are the most pronounced for him? I guarantee you, if we list your attributes, if we say wittiness, if we say work pen, if we say rapping ability, and if we say writing,
that's you just named not all of them.
Wit is gonna be a wit,
but some more similar.
Bro, when you say word,
say the same 4 you said again.
Ah, damn it!
I'm about to say because I can't. I can't fully remember. I can't remember the 4 years. It was wittiness, rapping ability. I think.
Rapping, actual rapping, because you know they list that. They'll be like his rapping ability, wittiness, and you could compound them.
I know I was one of them that sounded. There's 2 of them that sounded the same. I can't remember which 2 it was, but 2 of them that sounded the same.
And I don't remember.
I literally can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Regardless, I honestly.
Okay, you were saying, but your point was that you were saying that you don't think that is what you rely on.
Yeah, I think it's literally when you look at a battle in their totality, and again. This is going to, because I don't think we can go off of, and I know you're going to be like, how else are we going to judge it? But I don't think we can go off of what the general fan's perspective, at least when it comes to me in this case, because we know what the narrative is about me. Even in the battle where I'm performing like crazy, they're saying I don't perform, or whatever the case may be, or he's taking too long to get to the punch, or whatever the case may be. They're not showing, they're saying that's not being talked about, even when I do it heavily. So, I think it's unfair to rely on what the fans want to label you as, rather than saying what I know what I do. It's when it's clear what I do. Whether the fans want to admit I'm up there doing every round. I'm having numerous. It's not just one. I'm having numerous bars where I have to, like you said, where they only hit as hard as they do. With the actions I do with it.
Yeah, watch it.
You feel what I'm saying? Now, of course, the lyrics are there.
Yeah, but you gotta watch it as well.
Yeah, the add-on to it has, and I think that's what that's where the whole penormance thing comes from. Like, that's what the thing that Jim started saying, because that's what I think I incorporate. I think I incorporate heavy, intense, dense writing with the actions that have to incorporate it for the most part. Now I'm gonna say all of my shit, I can just rap it. But I think 60% of my material,
no, I don't go that far.
You gotta put some.
You're being generous with that 60%.
Maybe.
You're being very generous.
I would say very.
It's very
but I would say there's a large portion, and more than people ever admit, that my bars hit because of the actions I do with it. Like Danger Zone, another one, the You Have Peaked shit. That would not have hit as hard if I didn't do the whole You Have Peaked shit.
That was amazing.
But I'm saying the movies, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's a consistent thing I do
but
throughout
rounds. But that doesn't make you a performer, though.
If that's consistently what I do to sell a bar.
Nah, bro. It's not how it goes. And you're gonna see
Jay, what's your opinion? Is this champion
this is champion. Just having a performance bar doesn't make you a performer.
No, I didn't say having a bar.
Even if you have 7,
even consistently I do.
Bro, it's not though.
How is this consistent?
This nigga, but he pointed.
So can you be more than one thing?
Absolutely. But
so
niggas
only
are they gonna let you? Are they gonna let? No, because you could be a writer, not a rapper. Remember, you're a rapper and a writer. You rap well and you write well. It's not that.
So I'm only a writer and a rapper.
You're predominantly that. And that's not just me speaking, because I don't want to represent.
And I know that's not just you. I know that's not just you.
Yeah, I don't want to represent this.
Predominantly, that's what he is. He still can be performing.
Absolutely, but he said this is not the argument. Like, the argument is he's the best performer in the class.
Well, we kind of ventured from that. We did kind of venture from that.
You said you and Lou are close.
No, what I'm saying was from there we started describing what makes somebody a performer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, but that was my whole point of even ever.
No, I get that's where I started from. I'm saying, like, at this point we're kind of just we'll get to the Lou thing, but we're just kind of.
I would not personally classify you as a performer, but you do perform. Like you don't have a lack of like you're not a nigga that stands stills and rap. Yo, you're not a nigga that we have to say he don't like what niggas consider with JC, even though he actually does perform.
He has great stage presence. I think he's not
and
a
that's
great
part of
performer.
that's part of performance.
Stage
That's part of it.
I think
That's
it's a part of it, but I think I separate him in the sense of.
I got the names right here. Fonz, Jay Kruger, Easy the Block Captain.
You just naming niggas from UM1.
What names are those?
That's not
Hey,
from my
that's
class.
like
That's not.
class,
Come
though.
on, bro. Those not.
Oh yeah, that's our class, right?
Class is in there.
Boy, you just be this shit be fluid with you, man.
What are you talking about?
You just doing shit that's
that's
that's what I'm saying. Literally,
if
it's
me and
only
him have
you.
another
You be the
conversation
only
about this
competition.
shit, he gonna change it up again.
I'ma change it.
Cause that's what you do. That's what you always do. That's what you always. Cause you didn't have this fucking energy when he wasn't here. You didn't have that energy.
I'm not even on camera.
You didn't. But I'm just. That's the
I
point.
brought it up.
No, but you didn't. You didn't bring it up in the same. You didn't frame it the same way that you did when he wasn't here.
I brought it up.
You didn't frame it the same way.
I brought it up.
The energy was that you listen. The energy he was talking down on my class. That's the energy.
Yeah.
The energy was he was talking down. He was like, man, y'all niggas ain't ready. That's what the energy was.
Oh,
He ain't got the
talking about
energy.
last time.
Yeah, that's not his energy right now.
I don't. It was 500, 700. It's 1,000 people
What?
for Civil War. How much people is it?
Between six,
right?
no, it's between six. It's a six.
Seven?
He said 6 is the max.
Yeah, so
Y'all not ready.
5 to 6. You
Who's
we're not
y'all?
I'm
ready.
not ready.
Who is y'all?
Y'all class.
Who's y'all?
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready.
You too.
I've done
So-
have I done
Let's
it?
go.
Have I done
I'm about to
it?
say, for one, he's already been proven that he can handle it. Pause, but he's already proved that he can handle the big stage.
Yeah, say that.
Correct?
You say what?
I say I agree with what he said the
What's
second
it?
time.
What?
Yeah, second time. First time.
That's one. And he got that's a little different. That's a little different.
I can't get away with shit, bro.
Listen. Us
Nigga
the
said
consumer- Us the consumer, us the fans, don't y'all ready.
You don't speak on back. You don't, bro. Listen. We're not gonna do. See, this is the thing. This is my problem with this nigga. Because 1 minute he said, yo, battle rap, they just go for anything, and he excludes himself.
Yeah.
And then when he wants to make a point, now we as the fan, because he don't want to look like he's saying it and alienating the nigga.
Yeah.
He wants to speak on behalf of the
I
nigga.
feel like I'm ready.
Say that. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
700 for 700.
See,
Man, listen.
this the energy.
Listen,
This the energy.
This the thing.
please.
This
You
the
got-
energy.
I brought it out.
This the energy.
Listen.
This the
We
energy.
wouldn't even talk
Finally.
about performance if I didn't bring it up.
But it wasn't with the energy though. Say that.
I'm not on camera.
Say it don't matter. You wouldn't have did it on camera. On camera, you'd have been like respectfully.
I would.
You'd have smiled. You looked at the camera. You'd have did this
I
dumb
would
shit.
instigate better.
You'd have been
I
like
would
this.
instigate.
You'd be like,
I would instigate.
respectfully, I don't think you ready.
I
Bro,
would
you
instigate.
instigated now then, nigga. What's the difference?
just did.
You still on camera. You didn't instigate. Now I had to tell you. You acting like you scared. You scared?
Champion.
You scared of chaos?
Let
Let me find out you scared of chaos. You one of them niggas.
Listen.
Find out you one of them niggas, man.
I actually don't like chaos. I'm scared of it.
I know. I can hear it. He ain't had the
He
energy.
said he one of them.
Yeah.
Like there's a society of people out here fearful.
You
of
want
chaos.
safety.
Nah, a lot of people be fearful to debate me or something. Maybe that, but that's.
Nah, bro. Yeah, so that's my thing is while I don't classify you as a performer, I don't think that you lack performance.
This is.
I don't think that's a problem
so-
or that's something a problem
I
with
feel
your
you on
game.
that, but let's say outside of that, right? Even if you discuss battlers in the class, right, and you put Lou Castro number 1,
Absolutely.
I think it still says a lot that take far away from what fans think. I test looking at it, you would have to put me number 2, and that in and of itself says a lot right there.
I wouldn't put you number 2.
Who in this class could you put above me?
I put myself.
Let me read the names again. Let's go back to what's.
As a performer,
Let's
Ace,
go back to what's important.
you're not
Hold
you
on,
don't
hold on,
perform
hold on,
and you're not a better
I
performer
do
than me.
perform.
Oh boy, here we go.
I absolutely perform.
I didn't say you don't perform. You're not. You're not. You know what I'm saying? That's not
I don't
like
do
you
it.
said. You're
I'm
talented
not
when you need
animated
to.
yet because I've realized the balance for me. That's what I have strength. I'm not gonna get into it too much because that's gonna give away strategy. I have strengths. I know what my strengths
We
are.
discussed them though.
Off camera.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it on camera. My strengths.
I thought you were saying it because.
Yeah, not on camera. Nah, bro, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know the blueprint. You know me. Like it ain't even no. Like, you know me. It ain't no. I can't hide it, bro. It's just like, you come on. You see me formulate bars like you think what you did. It don't work like that. But I'm saying for the average person, like for the niggas, like for the easy to block captain, when I gotta smoke his dumb ass, he don't know the blueprint the way that other niggas. Easy is actually probably a more person who relies on his performance than you do. Keeping it 100 with you, he absolutely relies. Yeah, he relies on it.
Rely on the performance. What does that mean?
He performs exceptionally well. Like his
Like,
performance
I
is a
said,
big.
without his
It's a big. If you take if Easy that like when if you go look back at Easy 2 years ago, that was a big gap in what he does now. The big difference between what he did then and what made him stand out more now is his performance. You can eliminate what he does and he still is Not as effective, but he's nearly as effective if you eliminate the performance.
So if I'm a 9 in writing,
he's a 10 in writing.
10 in delivery. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking. Now I'm an 8 in performance, and the other guy that you said,
I won't say an 8 though.
Is a 5 or a 6. Then
I'm more of a performer.
I don't think it's a 5. There's no 5 or 6s.
In this class?
not
you. I'm
I'm saying them. Nah, they're not 5s or 6s. Neither one of those. They're not 5 or 6.
So 7.
He's not a 7. None of them are 7s. The easiest is Luke Castro's a 10. First off, Luke Castro's a 10.
I'm not about Luke Castro.
But okay, easy myself. It was the next two, and then Jaden Knight. Jaden Knight's performance is exceptional. I don't know why we're overlooking his performance. His performance is exceptional, bro.
In what arena?
Everything.
I'm saying what battles. I'm saying what battles are.
Every battle,
every battle, everything.
Because I'm honestly, like, his performance, he stood in one spot.
He
That's
did
what
that.
I'm saying. Like
that was on purpose. That literally was on, bro. The reason he did it was to counterbalance his energy. He knew he couldn't meet it. He knew he couldn't beat that man's energy. So he created calmness to give the contrast. So it's like, look, I'm not about to try to out yell Twerk. I'm not about to try to out aggressive Twerk. I'm not about to try to out move him. Twerk dances. Twerk gets on stage and he dances on niggas. He knows he does that real well. So what he say? I'm gonna do that. Him having the self-awareness to be able to do that.
That's why he got a podcast show.
It's crazy. Him being able to do that is outrageous. His performance is amazing. Every battle, Jaden Nightwing, like his performance is so good. It's usually not the same in each battle. He figures out what to do.
What he do his performance though. I would.
Wow, you're one of the very few. He would. He performs. His stage presence is amazing.
Stage presence
is amazing.
I give it
That's
stage
part of
presence.
performance. Yo, you like the those two are very much in. They go together, bro.
I don't think they go together all the time.
You can't be a performer and not have stage presence. You cannot.
That's true.
You cannot be a
performer. Stage presence and not be a performer.
So
no, that's part of it.
That's what for Jaden Nightwing. What performance or what moment did he have that makes you say he's?
He's saying because he knows how to stand in place.
No. That's not what I said. That was one battle. Okay. I said every battle he'll adapt. Like he knows how to do what's necessary.
That's what I'm saying. Give me a performance with
him and Av. He was moving like a motherfucker when he was battling Av. Go back and watch it.
I gotta watch it again.
That's part of it. And knowing that is part of it. That part of it. Knowing how to time it. That's not. He's a pat, and that's not even something that's knowing when to say relax.
That's more of a strategy thing than performance.
No. That's if you plan it a strategy, but if you know how in the moment to read and know what's required of that time.
That's what I'm saying. I think even in the moment you can still see it as strategy. You feel what I'm saying? Like to know what to do in the moment, it's still a strategic move. You see what I'm saying?
It can be, but it also that strategic move can be performance.
And I'm not saying it can't be. I don't know. That wasn't what I was saying. Yeah. I was just saying I was saying like certain movements can be strategic.
He might not be better. He might not be better. I don't know. I'm not here to default whether he'd be better. My only point, I'm not gonna argue because I don't want to rank you. I'm not about to rank us and you, and I'm not doing that. If you want to be better, you better than me. It was just you said Luke Castro. I get it. It's not even close.
And that's why I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Wild.
I don't. And I'm not saying. I know you know. Nothing what I'm saying is to say he's not. Wild at all. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, so if anybody said Luke Castro is a better performer, I can't be like, that don't make no sense, whatever. I never do none of that. I'm just saying in my opinion, for what we do
do we count Jack in our class? Because you counting niggas, you just counting UM niggas, but UM niggas,
that's what I'm saying.
See, that's the thing.
Because Jack's been here for like 5 years though. He can't be in our class.
Is it class or ever?
At least 3 or 4, bro. That shit was
everybody in your class.
Y'all been here longer than that then. Y'all had PGs in it. If you talking about,
I'm saying, do you count that as being here? Like we know who was over them PGs back then. There's a lot of people who had PGs back then that's doing their thing now because certain people just wasn't. Come on,
I wasn't one of them.
I was. You feel me? 2015,
respectfully,
2017.
All right, so who we counting? Like, so I'm just saying, if we saying performers and you saying our class, who was in our class? Because if we're being honest, I'm not in nobody class. I've been here at least time than all the niggas that was in UM1. When we did UM1, I had been there a year. I had been here. Everybody in it except for
As far as having their first URL battle, yeah, I had mine in 2015. But as far as like being an actual battle that mattered and the person who brought me actually was gonna care about the battle, that was my first time. That was my first time. I'm just being honest. I drove up there 10 hours 2 times. And nobody gave a fuck. Why? Won both my battles. A lot of people know this. 2015 MVP, the person who's in the semifinals. Me and MVP had our first PG in 2015.
I remember Holmes was supposed to be on that card, wasn't he? Or was he?
No, Holmes. No, when I'm talking about this before, even Holmesy. This is back when Mike P battled Haitian and none battled Av in a PG. I was gonna be in that class.
Yeah, that's great.
And me and MVP battled at that PG. And nobody gave a fuck. Literally, because I think it was Mike P and Haitian was right before us. So you know how that shit going PGs. Everybody walked out after that battle. So 10 people in the room.
You don't know nothing about that, Jay. Like, you know.
And this, I'm talking, this is back in
You
the
don't
day.
even be at, you don't even be at Jay. You don't even be at them events. You don't even be at them events no more.
This is why I be roasting Ace, man.
You don't be at them.
Hey, but listen, we've been on that Jay night. Which either way, I think we have a great battle. Boom, boom, whatever. I'm a great performer.
That night went 2-0.
To yo.
And now you doing it to kick ass.
What? He said 2-0. So who?
You know what you doing? You doing what I do.
So.
To you.
No, okay, I will say that then. Say that then. As long as you honest. I'm not doing. I don't know who's gonna win this battle. I can't even predict that battle. They both my niggas. I fuck with both of them. I just want them to have a great performance. I just want to have a great showing. That's it.
I think again.
To me, it goes back to what I initially brought up.
Was that niggas handling the crowd?
Conversation is the crowd.
Yeah, I think they gonna both.
And I think Jay's gonna handle it well for what he does. Now I will say that I don't think because Jay isn't a performer, he won't handle that crowd.
Who gonna have a harder time?
Honestly, I'm gonna say I think it depends.
I mean, and the reason I feel the same way, but slightly off. We just seen his chess battle, bro. I feel like he does what he did in the chess battle. He could be good, honestly.
He just did. Well, he just battled Danny, and it's all well. And why we?
I'm talking about him versus chess.
That's what I'm saying. But you saying that? Okay, what are you comparing that to? Is what I'm saying. You saying that we
Who's
just
gonna win? I'm talking about the stage.
No, I'm talking about the stage as well. That's all I'm talking about. Okay. The stage.
So we saying what else? What you saying?
So Jay tonight, how you feel you gonna deal with it?
With the stage?
Yeah.
You think that versus Danny, but again, we were talking about stylistic.
That wasn't the stage.
Stylistically.
That was just people in the building. That wasn't the stage.
It wasn't the stage for us.
Huh?
It wasn't the stage for us.
What you mean?
When we I was on that call with you, Battle Cortez. When you battled Chess.
I'm talking about Jay and Danny. I'm saying that wasn't the
I'm
stage.
talking about his chess battle, his content, his material.
And
that
when I performed it.
That hits a crowd.
You know what I'm saying? I do think my material I have for chess hits way harder than Jay's material for Danny.
I'm not going to
in the building.
I'm not here to defend. I'm not Jay's lawyer.
I think in my
Jay was here. I think Jay would disagree.
I'm not saying none of them did bad. I'm debating the content.
So you think Jay's
and how that would be in front of a crowd.
So you saying Jay's content won't hit in front of a crowd?
I'm not saying it won't hit.
As hard as mine will, no. I think as hard as mine will, pause, no. But it will. No, honestly, this is my opinion. I think Danny. I think Jay's gonna have to be a little more than what he was with Danny as far as
Jay's rock crowd. Jay was
and I'm not saying he hasn't rocked the crowd that big for one.
Yeah, he has. 166. He battled Matt.
It was 600 people in there.
No, I'm saying it was like 400.
Okay.
Like 4 to 5.
I thought it was Survivor because I heard it was Survivor Series. That's why I thought.
Record that better.
I heard it was
seemed like
similar.
a lot of people.
That's what I'm saying. I heard it was
that was
similar
when
to Survivor
PC battled
Series.
chess.
I know.
That was a lot of.
That's what I heard it was like 200.
Where?
That's what I heard. It was like Survivor. That's what I'm saying. I just heard Survivor Series. That's what I'm saying.
It looked like
That's what I heard.
Like 200 on camera.
You couldn't even see the crowd. It was pointed up at the stage.
You know they always do back shots. Pause.
That's how I felt.
You paused it.
Hey, so let's get to you now. You talking all this
what?
shit.
Y'all
man.
2-on-2.
For what?
You got a whole 2-on-2.
That's not the same.
Champion
It's
B
exhibition.
Renee here. Shake my
Sweatpants.
hand. Energy's on
Sweatpants.
2-on-2.
Now you bring look.
You dealing with a big dog, baby, looky here. We at the hood in Big Sweet, don't think it ain't on me. My life got these head tryna run train on me, cause it ain't about